It all started in the small town of Cedarville, Ohio, where I had recently moved to start a new chapter in my life. After years of working in a fast-paced city environment, I wanted a simpler life, somewhere I could breathe and find balance. I rented a quaint little house on Maple Street, a place surrounded by large oaks and friendly neighbors who seemed to know everyone by name. It wasn't long before I met my new neighbor, Jake Harper, a cheerful man in his early 40s, who welcomed me with an oversized smile and a basket of freshly baked cookies. Jake was kind, always checking in, and his son, Ethan, was a quiet, polite 17-year-old who lived with him. Ethan didn't speak much at first, but his gestures were always thoughtful. One afternoon, as I was struggling with moving boxes into my garage, Ethan appeared without being asked. "Need a hand?" he asked simply, lifting the heaviest box with ease. I was impressed and grateful. From that day, he became a constant, quiet presence that I could rely on, whether it was fixing a leaky faucet or helping me rearrange the furniture. One rainy evening, I was preparing dinner for a small gathering I had invited: neighbors, some friends from work, and a few of the locals I had met. I was nervous because I wanted everything to be perfect, and cooking for a crowd had never been my strong suit. As I rushed around the kitchen, Ethan appeared again, holding a tray of freshly chopped vegetables. "I can help you with prep," he said with a smile that carried no arrogance, only kindness. His presence calmed me, and together we finished the meal. That night, everyone complimented the food, but what touched me the most was seeing how Ethan quietly served everyone, never seeking attention, simply making sure everything ran smoothly. Weeks turned into months, and our little street became a community in itself. I found myself spending weekends helping Jake with garden work, while Ethan and I would tackle smaller projects around the house. One chilly November afternoon, I had an idea to host a small holiday charity drive for the local shelter, inspired by the warmth I felt from this neighborhood. It was a big undertaking, with posters to hang, donations to collect, and volunteers to coordinate. I felt overwhelmed until Ethan stepped in again, taking responsibility for the logistics, organizing schedules, and even helping design a simple online campaign. I was amazed at his maturity and dedication. Thanks to his efforts, the drive was a huge success, providing food and clothing to dozens of families in need. Watching him manage everything with such grace left me in awe. One particular day stands out vividly in my memory. My car had broken down, and I had an important meeting at work in downtown Cleveland. I was stressed and unsure how I would make it on time. Without hesitation, Ethan offered to drive me. On the way, we talked about school, ambitions, and life goals. He listened with genuine interest, asking thoughtful questions and sharing stories about his own experiences. By the time we reached the office, I felt calmer, more prepared, and incredibly grateful for his support. That small act of kindness reinforced what I had slowly realized over the months. Ethan had a heart full of empathy and an understanding beyond his years. The turning point came during a family emergency. My elderly neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, had fallen and injured herself while trying to shovel snow outside her home. I rushed over, and Ethan was already there, helping her to a chair and making sure she was comfortable until the paramedics arrived. Seeing him handle the situation with calmness and compassion filled me with admiration. It was then I truly understood the depth of his character. He wasn't just helpful out of obligation. He genuinely cared about the well-being of those around him. Over time, our bond strengthened. He became more than just a neighbor or an acquaintance. He became someone I could count on, a friend whose actions spoke louder than words. Whether it was assisting with small repairs, volunteering at community events, or simply being a supportive presence during challenging times, Ethan's unexpected help transformed my everyday life. He taught me the beauty of quiet generosity and the impact one person's dedication can have on a whole community. By the time the first anniversary of my move to Cedarville arrived, I reflected on the past year with gratitude. The little house on Maple Street no longer felt new. It felt like home, filled with laughter, care, and a sense of togetherness I had never known before. I realized that sometimes the people who enter our lives unexpectedly are the ones who leave the most lasting impressions. Ethan's consistent kindness and willingness to help without expectation had changed everything, not just for me, but for everyone fortunate enough to know him. And for that, I would always be thankful.